The greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it. Let's not fall through confusion. Hey there, welcome back to Sustainable Living with Shilpa Reddy, powered by Planet Green Farm Natura, a new beginning to your life. We have been receiving great response for the initiative. Thank you all for all the love and the support. Today on another episode at CocoWorks Sustainable Star, I am very thrilled to have the next gen entrepreneur from one of India's leading healthcare giants, the Apollo Group. She believes in creating socialistic, sustainable businesses that create an meaningful impact and also give back to the society as a whole. Being known for her social work, she has also been awarded the Dada Saheb Phalke Excellent Award as a Philanthropist of the Year 2019. Let's welcome the relentless and dynamic Upasana Kamineni Konidela. Upsi, first of all, thank you for being on my show. And we hung out so many times. I spoke to you about so many different things, but to catch you like this one-on-one and get to know you a little more deeper than I already do is a pleasure. And I'm going to talk all about you and your journey. So let's start.
Oh my God, Shilpa, it's my pleasure to be here because, I wake up in the morning looking at your fitness videos and getting motivated to actually, look like that. And how you've just grown and you've become such a huge inspiration for everybody.
Oh,
kudos
kind
to
of
you.
you to say that.
No, I swear, it's like amazing the stuff you do with Deva, with Preetham. And I just love the way that you keep on reinventing yourself. I think, it's a gift.
Thank you. We'll talk about you but today.
Okay.
So you are literally spinning the wheel of health and well-being on digital space with your life, and it's a sensation, I could say.
Thank you.
How did it start? I mean, how did this idea come up?
So the idea came up with using me as a guinea pig. I am like, I would say 90% of the Indians who is trying to live a healthy life. In the urban areas, we are trying to lose weight, and in the rural areas, we are trying to give them better nutrition.
Nourishment, huh?
So, it's a balance, and all of us are still in our journey of, trying to lead a better life. So, I'm one of those, and I'm not blessed with a perfect body because of my own doing, because, I love food and different reasons. But it's something I have been working on and I am conquering. And I realized that I'm not alone and there are a lot of people with me on this journey. So that's why we were like, okay, fine, we started Be Positive. So, but how do we make a positive impact to your life? So Be Positive just grew into your life because we have to make an impact, to your life with all the knowledge we have. And now there are so many enthusiasts and quacks available all over just giving information without being certified.
Correct. That's true.
Why I'm taking up that cause right now is because we are seeing people ending up with injuries and health issues in the hospital.
Even while training.
Even while training. So, unless you're a trainer or nutritionist is actually has that certification, please do not take advice from them.
I've also seen you're constantly trying to connect people with the professionals.
Correct.
Not just, something random information, which is beautiful. And now that your life is so beautifully formatted, it's like all the information is there in your archive for them to go refer to and, it's like a little Bible for themselves for
Thank you.
food and well-being.
Thank you. And, we've made that conscious effort because you wouldn't go to a doctor who's not certified. Then why would you not go to a certified nutritionist or a trainer? Because they have equal or more impact on your life than a doctor.
Absolutely.
So that's where we started this journey.
Even Be Positive, I think I've known the magazine before, and when you came on board, I think it's completely transformed from the formatting, from the font to the pictures, everything.
Yeah.
I must, admire you for that and what you brought to the magazine as well.
Thank you. So because of sustainability, we discontinued the magazine because, it was pinching me every time I would print a magazine. Because of the trees and the paper and I know it will get recycled and stuff like that, but it just didn't feel right. So that's why we said, okay, fine, we'll go digital and we'll change the brand to your life. So that's where the whole transformation happened.
So let's talk about your childhood. What was Upasana like as a child?
Upasana as a child was a person who loved food.
Okay.
And I don't know why, but food was, every time I had to meet my grandparents, it was around food. Everything was around food, like most Indian families. Everything was a celebration, everything was around that. Yes, I used to love food, I still do, but then I realized my relationship with food is very different, and I used to use it for everything. If I was depressed, I used to eat. If I was happy, I used to eat. And then I realized what is happening to me. When I became 90 kilos, I said, oh my God, what just hit me because of the food.
I've seen that journey also. I think I know you from when you were 15, 16.
Yeah.
And what were you then and how you transformed? I think that switch is commendable.
Thank you. I tried everything possible, but that switch has to turn on in your mind.
Yeah, that's
and how much ever workout you do or how much ever you struggle. My mom used to push me to class. They used to not cook at home because it's not poor, they were actually helping me,
Okay.
but all that was actually there, and I really appreciate it, but it's something that it's a personal journey, and I'm happy I've conquered it.
But just not food, like I'm sure like you have this drive and quest for knowledge and to update yourself constantly.
Oh, that every child has. Even the love for food, every child has. The way they manage it is really important.
Right.
I just indulged way too much in food as a child,
Okay.
and I think I don't regret it at all. Because
Okay.
I overcame it and I use it as my strength right now.
Fabulous.
But apart from that, one thing I do regret is I was a bit lazy. And
I can't believe that now.
no, and I wish I had more discipline. My dad used to try and make me as disciplined as possible. So I started playing tennis. I used to play tennis where Sanya used to play.
Okay.
So her dad said, see, look at her, you should play like her, before she became a star.
Right.
And then now I went to my dad and said, Dad, I didn't become like Sania Mirza, but I became friends with her. Is that okay? And then he looked at me and said, whatever. But it was nice, and so as a kid I was I wish I had more discipline. And kids don't realize that value at that age. They realize it once they grow older. I think it's a part of learning. So I was a carefree. One thing I must say is whatever I was doing, I was happy. Whatever, everyone thinks that, oh, I was born with like a silver spoon, golden spoon, diamond spoon. Listen, if whatever spoon you're born with, you will have your own issues, and you will go through your own set of problems.
Absolutely.
So I went through my own set of problems, and then I overcame it, and it was amazing. And you must respect everyone's backgrounds and problems that they have. And for you, it may not be big, but for them, it could be big. So, that's something that I went through, and I overcame a lot of things. I did not have a very bad or sad or whatever childhood you call it, because I changed everything in my mind. So,
whatever you did, you were absolutely happy with it.
I was absolutely happy. I used to go to the hospital with Tata. I was pushed by my aunts, by my mom, by my dad. Everyone encouraged me to push my limits. And I think that's one of my biggest strengths that I have today.
So your house is a powerhouse for women. I mean, you have women power all in one house. How did your aunts play a role in imbibing, different empowering qualities in you?
So I think my aunts played a huge role in my upbringing, because we used to spend a lot of time in Chennai. And Sangeeta is like, she is like my mom, like I go to her for everything, my mentor. Even till date, I go to her for like if I have any problem which is emotional, whether I'm having a breakdown at work, she's always there for me. So that's one thing that my grandmother has done beautifully, is to keep the family together. And we've written our family constitution as well, because a lot of families, wealth becomes like a huge thing for them, and the family is split. And it's not even like, I don't know why they do it, but anyways, we've written our family constitution, which will make sure that our family is as happy together as can be.
It
So,
shows.
you know, it's something that our strength is in our family.
Wow. And you think your grandfather also played a major role in that?
Of course. Tata definitely played a huge role in it, in inspiring us, in making, in pushing us, in teaching us that, you know, all you need to do is to think.
Right.
And if you can think big, it'll turn into reality.
Absolutely.
And that's what he did, and that's what he's told all of us, and that's what pushed us also. And he also said, you know, you're here, you're born in this family for a reason.
Wow.
And so if you do not do what you're meant to do, then you know you'll feel empty in your life.
Wow, that's so profound, really.
Thank you.
So, Upsi, you're an entrepreneur and you're extremely enterprising. So, what would your advice be for the young entrepreneurs who are going to start up their businesses? What should they look into before they even strategize a plan to stay in line with nature?
Forget about nature, you're not going to get funding if you're not a sustainable business. So, you know, that's first. So, if you're a young entrepreneur and you want to be successful, the first thing you need to do is to make sure that you are a sustainable business and you're not causing damage to the planet, because that's the future of the world and everyone is moving in that direction.
Right.
So, if you're going to be causing damage to, you know, the planet, rethink your business, rethink your strategy. I think that is essential if you want to grow big. If you
Right.
want to run like a small mom and pop shop, then do what you want to. But I think every entrepreneur wants to like have a big dream and do
Right.
something good. So if your intention is pure, definitely choose only sustainable businesses.
What is your workplace like? What kind of culture did you set at your place? Workplace.
Workplace. So, you know, you can't just have like a split personality at work and at home. Whatever your home environment is must be showcased at your workplace.
Wow.
So we believe that our work family is our family as well. So that's one of the things that we were taught, you know, from Tata and all that. And so when we go to work, it's not like a workplace, but an extension of our family.
Right.
And we know that people sometimes home can be tough for you,
Right.
but we want you to bring that stress here so we can make it a happy place for you. So, you know, it's an extension of your home.
Own home.
And we encourage happy people, we encourage a happy atmosphere. We try to do as much as possible to make you happy. And you know, working in our atmosphere is not easy. We are continuously under pressure.
Right.
Because we're
It
in the
is
business of
very
saving
demanding.
lives.
Absolutely.
And, you know, in that environment, in this high pressure, high stress environment, if we can create some zones of happiness for us, I think that gives us more pleasure.
I think I've also seen many posts that you made of your staff on your Instagram. Like you were teaching few techniques of breathing or something like that during.
Oh, we try lots of things in our office. And you know, I said it's an extension of your family. So we try to create memorable events, memorable moments with them. So, you know, it makes, it's an extension of your family. You would do
Right.
the same at home. Why not in the office?
Right. And at the hospitals, what are the methods that you adopted to keep it all sustainable?
So, you know, in our family business, I take care of CSR.
Right.
But in Apollo hospitals, what happens is that here we have to be very, very, very careful of infection. So, you know, the chemicals that are used are, you know, sometimes maybe a bit more harsh than the ones you use at home. But we need to do this because we need a sterile environment in the
Absolutely.
hospitals. So, and you know, technology is still now changing to get us better and more sustainable chemicals to help
Okay.
clean your environments and your theaters and things like that. But what we have done is our waste management system is on par with the best available on the planet today.
Wow.
So our hospital waste management
How you
system,
dispose
how we
your waste.
dispose our waste, how we manage, how we procure, the whole process, I think, is one of the best. And
See,
people
this
should
needs to be spoken about.
yeah, and you know, we are doing so many things with it. We've moved to paperless.
Oh, wow.
So I think I've posted it, you know, all those files that were there are all digital now. And you know, the way we use data also
Right.
is, you know, we don't like store so much, because the more data you store, the more harm it causes to the environment.
Right.
So the way we store it is also very, very sustainable. And also what we would like to bring to everybody is that our hospitals are trying their best to procure from local farmers within 100-kilometer radius, because we feed so many patients and so many attenders and doctors every day.
Fabulous. This is really, really amazing.
So we are trying hard,
Right.
because, you know, we have to meet the prices.
Yes.
And we are trying to get farmers to actually grow local foods,
Right.
because those are the foods that help you heal much better.
Every household, if they have to change something immediately, like 3 things, let's say 3 things they can immediately change to steer their lifestyles towards sustainability, according to you, what would you suggest?
Change your mindset.
Okay.
First.
I love that.
Because, you know, you can do everything by looking at an Instagram post, but in 2 days you'll go back to square one. So you have to plan the whole change.
Right.
And, you know, do it. We want consistency.
Right.
So, you know, so plan the whole thing and see how it affects your budget. See how, you know, sometimes buying these organic, natural ingredients could be a bit more expensive.
True.
But look at the long run. If it impacts your health in a positive way, then go ahead and do it. But, you know, you need a bit of planning. So I
Right.
would say first is change your mindset. Second is plan. And the third, I would say, is just be a bit more conscious in to analyze what you have already
Okay.
and be happy with what you have.
Right.
So I think if you're happy with what you have, then you will realize and say that, okay, fine, maybe I don't need this.
So introspection and questioning.
Correct.
Every action.
And one more tip I can give you, which worked wonders on me, I have to say this, is that I never ever order food or go to the supermarket on an empty stomach. Because if I do that,
You end up buying.
I end up buying so much more. Never ever go to a supermarket hungry.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
You know-
I'm on it with you.
You will end up buying tons of junk and spending more.
About your love for animals. I'll tell you how I got impressed. So there was this one time, Amla was there and your mom was there and I was there in I think some occasion, I can't remember where. And then jokingly, your mom says to Amla, I'm not sending Upsi to Blue Cross ever again, Amla, because every time Upsi comes to Blue Cross, she'll end up bringing a blind cow or a paralyzed dog or a limping cat and puts it in our farm.
Oh God. And you know, they're still there.
I can imagine. So you were very young then. I think this was 7-8 years ago. I must
Yeah.
have heard this conversation and I was so impressed. When did the seed of compassion get into you? Like, were you always like this, you know, like just throwing yourself out for animals and nature and plants and forests?
I don't know why I had it for animals, but one thing I'll say, I'm petrified of cats.
You are?
I'm petrified of
Okay.
of house cats. Big cats are fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
It's
Big
just,
cats are fine.
It's the house cats that I'm really, really scared of.
Maybe I didn't hear that right. Maybe it was not the cat.
No, not
but-
the cats, but definitely. So we took a camel.
Oh, you took a camel.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
Then we took a goat that was that could walk the trapeze. You know, so because I mean, it's still alive. You know, it's just growing old and so cutely. It has a little beard
Beard and
also.
all
So
that.
so cute. And we had donkeys that were rescued. We had cows that were
Right.
rescued. And I don't allow anybody to milk the cows also.
Wow.
They're just like
You leave it for the
chilling
calves.
there. Yeah, I leave it for the calves. And
How beautiful, Shupsi, really.
so, and this, you know, I don't know, maybe it just came naturally, but I think it's more from my grandmother.
Okay.
And then I definitely saw Amla doing such an amazing job. And I said, you know, she's fantastic.
Right.
Actually, she used to be my meditation teacher in school.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know this part.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Amla Garu used to be our a meditation teacher in Chaitanya Vidyalaya when I was there for a bit, and I was amongst the naughty kids who couldn't get myself to concentrate. And you know, meditation was such a like if it was early in the morning, I used to doze off, and otherwise it used to be like, oh my God, come on, let me just get out of here, you know.
Right.
But now I've realized the importance.
Tell me what you did on your birthday. This birthday, you told me you did something fabulous. I want everyone to know what you did on your birthday.
Oh yeah, I went to the zoo.
Please tell that episode.
Oh my God. So I am not a believer in zoos, and I do not believe that animals should live in captivity. But the concept of zoos, if they are used to educate people of how these animals need to live in the wild, then you go ahead and do it. Then you go ahead and visit a zoo. And then because of the lockdown, I take very much pride in our Hyderabad zoo. You know, I love these IFS officers that are working there,
Right.
and you know, in the zoo, I've met IFS. There was a lady officer, a forest officer, who was managing the Brahmaputra by herself. Can you imagine?
Wow.
When I went to the Kaziranga Park,
Okay.
it was unbelievable. But anyways, coming back to the zoo topic, is that the way the animals are taken care of here is actually amazing.
Really?
It's
Okay.
on par, I think, with any international facility. So
Wow.
these animals are here, and you know, even if you leave these animals, they can't survive in the wild.
Yeah, of course not. They're too used to being tamed.
Exactly. So the same way, I think we should accept this, but not encourage it so much, but learn from it.
Okay.
So you know, don't have multiple zoos. Maybe like 4 or 5 in the country.
Right.
I think that is really nice. And then you can have different concepts of zoos, which are like that help rescue animals. People don't even know what your state bird is.
Right.
Do you know?
State bird. What?
See, that's what people need to know. And these
Yeah.
are small things
Correct.
that make a huge, huge, huge difference.
Right.
And there are so many birds and insects and animals becoming extinct
Yeah, that's true.
in our own states, in Andhra and Telangana.
You don't see sparrows and crows anymore, like how we used to see them in childhood.
Correct. And but I feel, you know, a small change in our mindset and the way we live can actually change this whole thing around now.
But Oopsie, you still didn't tell me about the elephant that you adopted.
Oh
in the
my
zoo.
God, everyone's been talking about this Rani, but she's so amazing, I can't tell you. You know, she's 85 years old.
Wow.
And
Wise old soul.
Wise old soul, and I just love, 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 love elephants.
Right.
And I think it's time we protect them and not poach them, because that'll be, I will shoot you. And if you poach an elephant or be mean to an elephant.
Right.
But the thing is that they are such beautiful animals, and we must do our bit. And yes, it's a big animal, it consumes more, it's a
Right.
big drain, not drain, but you know, it takes up a lot of funding from the zoo. So I said, okay, fine, I'll take it up for a year. And I love animals, so I'll go ahead and do that. And if it can make, and if others can also contribute, you know, it'll be something nice to do during the lockdown for these animals. Because
Right.
remember, as I said before, these are teachers
True.
for humans.
So your love for nature, your love for animals, and also Charan is also equally fond of, you know, like safaris and wildlife, and both of you help anyone who comes to you for help. I've seen you, never did you turn down, I mean, it's both of you. And I've heard from many of our friends that when you ask Oopsie or Charan something, it's done.
Oh, so
How
sweet,
did
thank
this,
you.
like, did you rub things on off to each other, or you both are always been like that?
Well, I learned from him. You know, the people that he helps and the stuff that he does, he's very quiet about things,
Right,
and then
you're right.
he, you know, he just does it very quietly, very silently, but he's there at the back. You know that he's
Yeah,
there
of
at
course,
the back.
yeah. Charan
You-
doesn't talk
Yeah,
much about what
yeah.
he does.
And you know, you can sense his aura around. So I think that is the beauty of Charan.
Right.
And you know, you're in a safe zone when he's around. So that's, you know, he gives you that safety net. But I think, yes, he's rubbed off a lot on me, and he's helped in my my growth and my thought process, and I bounce off everything of Charan, because you know, I get a different perspective, and that perspective has helped me a lot in the way I look at life.
And he takes immense pride. I remember the other day when you guys were home, he was saying, did you see Oopsie's page? It's so beautiful. She did everything from A to Z.
Oh, so sweet.
So I see
Thank
that he
you.
takes so much pride in you as well.
Yeah. He just hopes that I follow 90% of the things that, you know, is there. But I'm not perfect. You know, I
No,
will
but
say
even
that.
putting the information, for
Yeah.
people to access, Upsi, I think not many people are able to do that. That too with professional, help.
But thank you. That's really sweet of you. But I think you and I are the same. I mean, not you, you do it often, but I think the audience out there, we both are in this journey together. We must take inspiration and then we must work on, enhancing and making a better version of ourselves.
About WWF, what is your association with it?
So, with the Apollo Foundation, we've had the opportunity to take care of all the forest guards across the nation.
Across the nation?
Yes. So, any forest guard who gets mauled by a tiger or gets bitten by any animal or has a bug or a parasite or whatever, they get free admission in our hospitals across the country.
Okay.
And the closest Apollo to wherever they are will
Right.
come and take care of them.
Wow.
And then we do medical camps for them wherever we can. Right now, because of the pandemic, we are not able to, but the forest guards are still working.
Right.
So right now we worked, we did Kaziranga, we did Kobat, we did like different areas, and now we recently did Sri Salem and Nagarjun Sagar, the Adilabad forest.
Right.
And so it's a huge tiger reserve and one of the largest in India.
Largest, is it?
Largest in India, and we are supposed to have the largest population of tiger as well between the two states. So that's something fantastic. And our forest guards are amazing. They're still working.
And I've also seen a post I think with Chenchu tribe, if I'm
Correct.
saying it right. What is your association with those tribes?
If I may get some time to speak about this, when we went and did a health check for the forest guards, we found that most of them were diabetic.
Oh.
How can forest guards who are living in the forest be diabetic? It's because they're eating rice and they're getting ration at such cheap rates that they don't bother to go back to their old eating habits, living off tubers or leaves from the forest or ragi or millets. So when they eat white polished rice, what happens is it's pure sugar.
Right. Oh, so that's all they've been eating.
So they've been eating rice and processed foods because it's reaching them so easily. So not sticking to their original foods of ragis, the millets, the tubers, all that is actually affecting their health. So now with the Chenchus, what we want to do is to help them go back and understand what their eating patterns were.
Okay.
And also manage their health. And there are a lot of problems, problems are there even in the cities, problems are there with Chenchus. I respect their lives, but I really feel that together we can definitely empower them to save our forests, because these people are the ones that safeguard our forests. It's not just the forest guards, but the people living next to the forest.
Right.
The way they raise their cattle, the way they take care of, they build their homes, the way they live, everything matters.
So Upsi, when I see you talk, and I think once you also mentioned that you try yoga, meditation and healing with Charan. That two alternative healing methods. So do you think that you can bring those kind of methods into mainstream?
So I'll tell you something, when you enter a hospital, let me tell you that, 50% is science, the rest of it is faith that you need to push, and luck and, the works.
Right.
So science can help you to a certain extent. So what we try to do is, sometimes at Apollo, people were like, are you crazy? You're having a guitarist play at our hospital lobby. I said, listen, trust me on this. When they come into our hospital, it's a very tense atmosphere. If they actually hear some music, it actually soothes their senses.
Wow. You're right.
And some patients were like, what are you talking here? Our families are dying here and you're playing music. What is this? But other patients were like, it's fantastic because it's calming the patients down, because we're in such a, hostile environment and it's like so tough for us. So, you know, there are two sides, but then we did it for some time, and then, you know, so we don't do it every day, but we do it occasionally when we see the stress. But I completely believe, and the doctors also believe, that dance, music, smells, and any type of alternate healing can help the patient heal better. And it's part of the healing process. You must
And
invest
I think
in it.
as a country, we have abundance of such wisdom.
Correct.
Right.
And you can make your own, because healing comes from within.
Right.
So create your own technique. Nobody's stopping you. My technique is writing everything down and burning it in the night.
Oh,
So that's
you do that every day?
So I do it whenever I feel stressed. So
Okay.
at least I know what my reason is.
You're confronting
I'm confronting it. I know I'm getting to know what it is.
Okay, okay.
So first is, if you get to know what you're feeling and you get in sync with your feelings, I think everything else can be solved later. And when you're writing, half the answers already come in.
Oh, yeah, it's just that I think you should process the thought
Yeah.
and then put it down.
So I've tried past life regression, because you know, people come in saying that, oh my God, I have this really bad neck ache, and they do MRIs, they do CTs, the doctor looks at it, they don't find the reason. But this could be you holding emotional baggage there. And how do you get rid of that? Only through alternate therapies.
Okay.
And you don't need, you can see a therapist, you can do pujas, you can do whatever. I
Chanting.
believe chant. I think it's just amazing, and you just have to see what's best for you and what your lifestyle can allow you to do.
Right. Yeah, of course, that's also very important.
Yeah, and you should be respectful of whatever you can do. If you can't do it, we completely understand.
Right.
Nobody has the right to judge you except yourself.
So, Upsi, are you spiritual?
I am spiritual, but I believe in, I have faith in everything.
Wow.
I have faith in everything, and everyone, if I see that they have a positive intention and a pure intention, I have belief and faith in them.
Right.
So whether it's spiritual, whether it's, if they say, okay, ye karo, you'll see a change or whatever, that person has some, you know, he's seen a change, so why not? I'm not
Right.
going to shut him down and say, what are you doing, what are you
Right.
talking?
You
So
don't
I have
dismiss.
belief, I don't dismiss, I have belief, I have faith in people.
Right.
And so if you call that spirituality, it's fine. But I try my best to ground myself.
Right.
So I was chanting on the way here.
What were you chanting, if you
I
don't mind?
was doing Namyoho Renge Kyo
Okay.
to become one with the universe and to become a better version of myself.
Okay.
And so I chant.
It's a Buddhist chant,
It's a
right?
Buddhist chant that I've just been trying out. So a bunch of friends got together and said, why don't you try this? I said, yeah, sure. And the beauty of Hyderabad is that so many people, this is like every locality has a separate chanting group.
Oh, they have a whole
Yeah, it's
network of
crazy.
their own.
Yeah,
We should
Hyderabad.
chant once together.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
That sounds exciting.
And you know, next to our house, we actually have like a chapter for this
Really?
chanting. Yeah.
You're so oblivious of what's happening
Yeah.
around you.
So all you need to do is to just explore, open up, and then you'll find so much help around you. Because I'll tell you, human beings as such, always their intention is to just help others.
Naturally, that's been imbibed in us.
Exactly. So, you know, don't have any negativity towards anybody. It's not worth it.
One more thing I wanted to ask you, Upsi, was that one post again I saw. I get to know so much about you, you know, with your posts, but we never get to speak like that. I've seen you with like 4 large garbage bags full of clothes that you were just giving away. So do you believe decluttering your wardrobe or your life with things that we accumulate declutters your mind as well?
100%. I'm a hoarder. You'll find like such old things. I have things from when I went to boarding school also, you know, it's like that. I needed to take time and clean everything out. So I got the help. I removed all the stuff. And then I said, okay, fine, let me dry clean them and, you know, donate it. And the things that are torn and old or whatever, let's recycle it. So I definitely did that. And I think, you know, taking out clothes is one process, but making sure it's going back and, you know, it's reaching the people who need it or being recycled is another sense of
Right.
happiness.
Absolutely.
So unless the whole journey is complete, you won't feel fully, you know, happy in your head.
It's like you're, you know, clearing your stuff and then cluttering someone else's
Correct.
place.
That's when the complete baggage from your head is removed.
How did you feel after getting rid of all that?
Oh my God, I felt like I lost 10 kilos. It was like that. It was like I was flying,
Yeah.
much lighter.
So, COVID, the pandemic, I know the doctors went out of their way to, save lives, because they're never prepared to give their lives to save lives. That was the job of an army people. I'm sure everyone is not prepared, we're not prepared and still not prepared. So did Apollo take up any kind of counseling sessions for your doctors to motivate them, or psychologically give them emotional support?
So the thing is that in a family, if you have a problem, who do you go to?
Your own people.
Your own people and the head of the family.
Right.
So Tata was there telling everybody. He was on Zoom calls, he went to the hospital, despite being over the age that was supposed to be at home. He said, no, I have to go. It was like he was still taking his army to battle, and he was there, and I felt him coming to work and him talking and motivating the family, motivating the HODs, the CEOs. Everyone became counselors at that time.
Okay.
And we were all in this together.
Right.
So our mental strength came from sticking together with each other.
Wow.
So definitely they went through a lot of trauma, because we've never witnessed something like
Right.
this before. But when you're in action, it doesn't hit you. It's when after it slows down, it's when it's hit you. And it hasn't slowed down right now.
I know, it is actually,
So
the graph is
our
going up
doctors
again.
are still fighting. We are out there, we are working, we're making sure that they are safe, and they're actually making things work. They're turning things over. Yes, they do have breakdowns,
Yes.
but it's making them tougher.
Tougher.
So today I can say that doctors are one of the toughest people, because they've gone through this crazy time.
They are like the unseen gods, is what we always said, and they are just proving it all right at this crucial times.
And not only them, the housekeeping staff,
Yeah, the entire
the security, all the frontline workers, the people that process insurance policies, the people behind the scenes.
See, no one talks about them. I'm glad you're bringing these.
All these people also are part and parcel of this.
Wow.
To make a movie, it's not just the actor and the
Definitely
actress,
not.
it's the whole
Team.
ecosystem. Same thing is to save a patient's life, it's not just the doctor, it's everybody has to be part of this
Right.
ecosystem.
So ecosystem reminds me of how once you mentioned to create employment in villages, how Apollo, kind of makes all the uniforms. Can you share few such things that you guys do?
So Tata said, let's create a model. Let's create a model that can be replicated throughout the country to empower people.
Okay.
Because health comes with having a great mindset, a great lifestyle, and that comes with empowering people with a good livelihood. So you have to complete the circle. You can't just do piecemeal.
Right. Or just give charity, or just
Exactly.
throw the
It's
money
not.
out.
It's not just a one-time exercise.
Right.
Because unless you have the complete circle sorted, then you're not actually helping the person.
Right.
So I believe that we as a family actually believe that to empower these people, we need to give them jobs and also buy from them to create that livelihood. So we said, okay, the closest thing for us to do from Chennai and Hyderabad is in Aragonda, because that's his village.
Okay.
And that's where he comes from. So he said, okay, fine, let's go there and let's help empower the women there. And so we've actually, all the uniforms get stitched there. And
So you're creating employment and empowering women,
yes,
and again, creating so many job opportunities for them.
job opportunity.
In rural
We're
India.
In rural India, we are teaching them skills. We are encouraging people to open more nursing colleges, because the Indian nurses are one of the best. You go to
Right.
America, you go to Dubai, you see most Indian nurses everywhere.
Right.
We actually rock in the medical space. So if more people, more women take up nursing, more doctors, I think it will really help the country.
Such a noble way of looking at things, really.
Thank you.
So how did COVID change you?
Well, COVID changed a lot of things for me. It taught me, it was a time where nature told us, nature took the whip and cracked the whip and said, now you better get your life back in shape.
Wow.
That's what COVID did, not only to me, but I think to the world.
Right.
It said, understand what you need. Do not be greedy. Understand that, whatever you're using right now is borrowed. It doesn't belong to you. Don't abuse it. It's not only yours. You have to keep it for generations to come.
Absolutely.
So I think COVID taught us all that, and they also said that you have no complete right over what you're doing right now. So it told us to stay in our limit and to use it whipped us into shape. And I think we are getting into shape, and I think it's a great learning for a lot of people. And we have changed our beliefs on how we need to lead our life.
I've heard this from many. I think a lot of them, started running. The ones who didn't ever, put on workout shoes or gymming shoes. So major changes did happen that way.
Yeah.
Right.
And the amount of spending, the amount that they are actually giving back to society, they've realized the value of life.
Absolutely.
Waking up in the morning and breathing freely is also a gift that you should not take for granted.
Right.
So it's something that you should be really happy about and work every day to make sure that you keep that going. So staying healthy is a lifelong battle.
So your idea of sustainability?
My idea for sustainability is do things with a clear conscience. Do not be greedy. Do it in limited proportions, and don't be too extravagant. You can be extravagant with your generosity and the time with your friends, but in other things, do not overdo things right now. Because a stable mind is a mind that can conserve. And I think we all must move into conservation mode.
Right.
Whether it's for the planet, for the body, for our minds, for our families, I think that's something that we need to do.
What is the best part about being an entrepreneur?
The best part of being an entrepreneur is that you can make a great impact to society, and also create experiences for people. When they touch your products or whatever you do for them, you can create memorable experience and become part of their lives.
Wow.
I think that's something that every entrepreneur should look forward to, and I personally enjoy doing.
And you're doing it great.
Thank you very much.
So see, for your age, I think you have some prestigious awards. Do they mean something to you? I mean, do they propel you to, move forward with a lot more zeal, or, helps you to hone your skills, or, update yourselves further?
I'm going to be honest with you. It really is a huge boost for me when I get awards, and people love to be appreciated.
Correct.
If someone says, no, I'll just use this like this, please. Everyone loves awards.
That's why they're being given,
exactly.
Right? Yeah.
And it's used, you should use it to motivate yourself to do more, to do better. And of course, I love it. And I love the pat on the back, because it just pushes me to do more and not give up. And I'm really happy and humbled that I've got this, at a young age you call it, but there's so many other people that have done way more. But I'm really happy, and I really feel that I shouldn't just take this and keep it for myself, but this award is not done by me alone. It's to everybody who stood by me, and everybody who's been with me, and everybody who works with me. This award is for them. I'm just holding it.
Wow. It's so much humility.
No, but it's the truth, because it's not a one-man show.
Correct.
We all work together, and that's what it's all about. And then you get these awards, and everybody feels proud. What's the use of being there alone on top?
Right.
It doesn't make sense. You have to take everybody with you. And that's when you create a happy atmosphere, because you want to be up there with everybody.
Right.
And that's what
Trust
matters.
me, you're growing up to be a beautiful woman. I'm enjoying looking at and getting to know you, and you being in our lives. Really a good feeling.
Oh, Shilpa, you're too kind. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And before we finish this, I have a fun rapid choice round for you,
Okay.
all about nature. It's very simple. So are you ready,
Yes.
Upsi? So I give you two choices, you just have to pick one.
Okay.
So I know what kind of a person you are.
Oh, God.
Mountains or beaches?
Mountains,
Grasslands or forests?
forests,
Caves or valleys?
valleys,
Birds or animals?
both.
I know, after what you said, I think both. A plant or a tree?
Are they the same? I
Oh.
guess both.
Okay. Water or fire?
I'm a Cancerian. Water.
Water. A sun or the moon?
The sun.
Roses or lilies?
Roses.
Fruits or vegetables?
Vegetables.
Farming or gardening?
Farming.
Sunrise, sunset?
Sunrise.
River or an ocean?
River.
Rain, snow?
Rain.
Biking, trekking?
Trekking.
Camp or a cottage?
Cottage.
House, farmhouse?
Hotel. That's when I don't have to do anything. Both I have to work in.
I love
My
your honesty.
relaxation is in a hotel.
City or a village?
Both, I guess.
Skydiving, scuba diving?
I'm scared of both. Scuba diving, I can't do because I can't equalize, and heights I'm petrified of.
Okay. Summer or the winter?
I like the summer actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I like the bright sun.
Salad or a smoothie?
Neither.
Really?
No. I like my wholesome food. Shilpa, I can't tell you, I sleep in the night sometimes imagining upma and dosa. I lead a very crazy
Really?
life, I'm telling you.
So before we let you go, I wanted to ask you, would you make some kind of resolution that you would follow from now towards sustainable lifestyle?
So I think what I'm going to do from now onwards is to make sure I segregate my waste.
Okay.
So I'm going to use my food waste and convert it into organic manure, and use my plastic waste and recycle them. So I'm going to make sure that I segregate my waste. And I'm learning, and I'm going to also try to use as natural cleaning products as possible at home. It's a journey, so it's not going to happen overnight,
Right.
but I'm going to try my best.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
So Upsi, thank you for being here, and we have a hamper that we curated for you from Yellow Verandah.
Thank you, and I love the elephants.
We in
And-
fact chose elephants specially
Oh.
because you love elephants.
Oh, thank you, thank you very much.
Hope you all enjoyed watching this video. Please do subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned for more updates. I will see you next week. Signing off, Shilpa Reddy.